Hello and welcome to Some Dude Shed. My name is Mr. Grey and I'm joined by Mr. Red
Greetings.
and Mr. Black.
Yo.
Before we get started today, I think it's time we run through a few of the more important stories of the week that you may not have heard. So if you can start with Mr. Red.
Well, breaking news. Man in Turkey joins search party for himself.
Right, okay.
Was this like some sort of, like these spiritual retreats where you have to go and find yourself, but he took it literally?
No, he was reported missing on Tuesday. He had wandered away from his friends in a forest while drunk, and his wife and his friends reported him missing because they were unable to get in touch with him for a few hours. There was a group out looking for him, so he decided randomly he would join the search group that was searching for somebody. He's like, I'll join. And then they started calling his name, and he's like, I'm here.
I'm sure that made the search a lot easier.
Oh, I think it ended after that point.
Yeah.
The president turned into an angry mob, unless it did.
No, it didn't actually say what happened, does it? It just cut off at the point where he said, I'm here.
Next headline.
Nun caught dancing with skeleton next to graveyard. I figured it would be a good story because it's near Halloween. It's not Halloween, but it's near Halloween.
Why? What was she doing that?
Well, there's a couple of photographs which will maybe put up, but it's just some guy was walking through a cemetery. The site emerged outside Old Hull General Cemetery near Hull, I'm assuming.
Hull. Oh, right. Okay.
Woman dressed as a nun was pictured dancing with a prop human skeleton before playing with another that looked like a dog. One baffled witness said literally she was stood at the cemetery on Springbank West opposite. They're saying this as if we know where this place is. Opposite of the turnoff for the school, she was dancing with a skeleton.
Sounds like she was filming for a music video.
Well, going by the photos, she's on her own here.
Huh.
But yeah, there you go.
Strange things in the night in Hull.
Yeah.
Oh, poor people to live in Hull. Anyway, our last headline for today is woman from St. Albans set Guinness World Record for fastest marathon wearing a cake.
I'm still confused by this. Like, she was dressed as a cake?
Yes, she was dressed as a cake. A full cake. Like, she's like basically, right, you can imagine it. Here she is, right? It's basically a cupcake. For those listening, it's basically a cupcake with arms, legs, and head sticking out. So, yeah.
That's a bit more disappointing than I was expecting. I was expecting something like more extravagant, massive.
Well, wearing that cake, she managed to amazingly finish a marathon in 4 hours and 20 minutes.
To be honest, I was expecting like a stripper style cake where they just had a hole cut out in the bottom for her legs so she could run.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing too.
It was like a cupcake. I mean, if you're going for the record, you got to optimize your cake.
Aerodynamics.
But I don't know why you're really dedicated to the role then.
Yeah. So she beat the previous record of 4 hours 30 minutes, which was also set by somebody wearing a cake. And she also set a new record for someone dressed as sweet food. Somehow that's a different category.
Sweet food.
Yeah. So I guess if somebody comes up dressed as a polo mint, then that's going to be a different record. It's not a cake.
Jesus.
What would be the easiest sweet food to dress up into running?
Donut, maybe. You just wrap it around you like a rubber ring and just run.
Let's see. The easiest thing. I'm trying to think. What? Probably a Tic Tac.
I actually picture that being more cumbersome than that cupcake outfit.
Depends how big it is, I guess. It'd just be a jelly baby. Just paint yourself purple, cover yourself in sugar, and there you go. You're a jelly baby.
If you cover yourself in sugar, I imagine you get attacked by birds.
Probably. But there you go. She's absolutely ecstatic to set the record, and says it was really difficult because she doesn't have limited movement in her arms and legs. But she was moved on by all the faces of excited children shouting, "It's a cake! It's a cake!" According to the BBC article. So good for her. Oh, and her name is Arena Basil, just to give credit where it's due. Right. So shall we proceed with
the main event?
With the main event,
the groundbreaking.
Well, fact or fiction stories lined up for today. A story each, which may or may not be true, and we basically have to guess whether each of our stories is true. It's quite an easy concept to grasp, I guess. Who would like to go first?
Mine suck ass. I think somebody else should go first.
I'll go beyond.
All right, go for it, Mr. Red.
So anyone familiar with World War II?
God.
They might know of the Battle of the Atlantic.
I've heard of the Atlantic.
That big ocean bit?
Yes.
The watery bit?
And there was a battle there.
Right.
Where the Allies were trying to keep Britain fly through the war despite the deadly German U-boat lying below the waves, and we had to sink as many cargo ships as possible in order to starve Britain into submission.
Lying below the waves.
U-boats are submarines.
Oh, right, okay. Just picturing a boat just Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dealing with a low knowledge level here, Mr. Red.
Well, now you know what a U-boat is.
Yeah.
But what you might not be as aware of is the U-boats were a big threat in the First World War too.
Right.
You can see them because they're underwater. All right.
That's part of how deadly they are, yes.
See, catching on.
As sonar hadn't been developed yet, U-boats could not be tracked. To help combat the threat of the U-boats, an attempt was made to train Seagulls to poo on the periscopes of the U-boats, and this was hoped that the U-boats would be forced to surface to clean the periscopes if they wanted to be able to see.
Right.
The idea was apparently the brainchild of Admiral Sir Frederick Inglefield, and was then passed on to the British Board of Invention and Research, where they would set dummy periscopes with birds.
So,
Choosing Captain
right.
Birdseye.
Okay, so basically how to train. I can see a problem with this plan already.
I haven't finished. With bird feeders, so they set dummy periscopes with bird feeders, and the hopes that the seagulls would associate the periscope with a source of food. From this, they were hoping that if a flock of seagulls began to circle a particular area of the water, it would alert the Royal Navy to the presence of a U-boat.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, well, I can see a problem with it. So the plan was to get the U-boat periscope covered in seagull poo.
Yes.
What if the periscope gets a bit of poo on it and they just bring it down under the water a bit,
Give it a rinse.
give it a rinse, and then bring it back up again? Surely that would solve the problem.
Apparently not. That bird poo must really stick on there.
Must be
And were the
pretty stiff.
periscopes not sort of shielded as well? Like, did they not have like a little visor on them in case?
Well, if you have a load of seagulls diving down at it, it wouldn't, like, they could go and sit on top of the periscope and then just, the way seagulls, birds, like chickens and seagulls and whatever, just tend to drop their load whenever they want,
Yeah.
just don't really think about it. So if you get dozens of seagulls, landing on it looking for food, crapping where the food, they think the food would be, because, that's what they do anyway.
Right. Okay. Was this ever tried?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. So
Okay, hold on. So what's the thing then? Like, is this story they tried to train seagulls?
Basically, the story is they tried to train seagulls to poo on the periscopes of U-boats in the First World War in order to force them to surface, or the Royal Navy would be alerted to the presence of a U-boat by flocking seagulls over a random bit of ocean.
a flock of them. So how many seagulls were they planning to train?
Well,
Actually, I'm just thinking, how could they have submarines?
many they can get their hands on it,
How could they have submarines in World War? I mean, how did they power them?
Oh, that's a story for another time. But it's
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what I'm trying to understand. Like,
it's all down to
did they actually? I mean, I can't wrap my head around. Like, I mean, I know that obviously nuclear submarine and they can stay underwater, and it's like there's got like an oxygen resupply thing. But how did they do that way back in World War One?
well,
they figured out oxygen tanks.
yeah, they figured out oxygen tanks.
They had
It was-
oxygen
I
supply.
I think World War One submarines may have just been dedicated diesel engine, and a very small battery.
Must have figured out how to deal with the exhaust. To go something.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm thinking,
the
like-
diesel engine would charge the battery when they're on the surface,
Mhm.
and then they would turn the diesel engine off when they go to
Right, okay.
dive, and the battery would run. That's how they did it in World War Two. So I'm gonna guess that it's probably what
Probably
they did,
did
in
the
World-
same thing.
but it was just way more limited.
Probably had the same sort of technology, but just bigger.
Yeah.
You still look a little bit confused, Mr. Black. But right, okay. So, did the British government try to train seagulls to attack German submarines?
Well, not attack, poo on the periscopes,
Um,
or flock above them.
But I mean, there's a difference between did they try to actually train them, or is like did they just talk
some
about
guy
it in the
just
office
say it in a random brainstorm.
during lunch break?
Um,
Oh hey, you know what we should do?
I believe they did test it. Yes.
You believe?
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say no. I don't think.
I believe they did test it.
I don't think they would have tested it. The British Army is, especially around the World Wars, they're known for trying really stupid stuff. But I think that just seems too silly for me.
Okay. So you're going with no, Mr.
I'm gonna say fiction on that one, or false, or whatever word we're using.
Well, I mean, they did try to do the chicken nuke, so sure, why not? It seems like something you could easily try. Like it seems very minimum effort. All you have to do is just set up a fake periscope and put some bird food under it and refill the food. You don't really have to do much. So yeah, sure, true, whatever.
You're going true. You're going false. Well, I can tell you it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
So they did actually try to use seagulls to.
Well, I believe they they tested it. They didn't actually try to put it into full blown practice with getting flock of seagulls out into the ocean.
Right.
I was just wondering, how could they? It was whenever you pointed out, how many seagulls you need. And it's like, well, you need to get a lot of seagulls. Obviously, you can't train every seal,
Yeah.
so you'd have to like train a certain group of seagulls and then just carry them on a ship with you. And then when we suspect that there's a U-boat about, you would have to release your flock of seagulls and hope that they go and spot the periscope.
But I thought it would have been just like a matter of setting up a fake periscope and just putting a bird feeder.
Oh no, they did that. I believe they did that in testing it. That was the idea. To just get a periscope and put a bird feeder on top of it, and then they associate the periscope with a source of food.
Yeah.
That was it on paper, but I do believe they did test it. But no, they didn't. I don't think they ever tried to put it in actual practice.
There you go. There you go.
It's crazy thinking. Right. So my turn next.
Yeah, sure. You go ahead.
All right. Well, this is not really a story. It kind of covers a large period of time and is about Russia and the leaders of Russia, and more importantly, their hairstyles. Now, since 1825, roughly half of every Russian leader has been bald or balding, and the other half has had a full head of hair, and it's been alternating since 1825. So if I can run through the list. Nicholas I, balding. Alexander II, full head of hair. Alexander III, bald. Nicholas II, hairy. Georgy Lvov, sorry, I apologies to any Russians, I'm going to be pronouncing everything wrong. Georgy Lvov, bald. Alexander Kerensky, hairy. Vladimir Lenin, bald. Joseph Stalin, hairy. Khrushchev, bald. Brezhnev, hairy. Andropov, bald. Chenenko, hairy. Gorbachev, bald. Yeltsin, hairy. Putin, balding. And Medvedev, hairy. And Putin again, balding.
But is Putin not shaved his own head though? Like
Oh no, he's definitely got a receding hairline. He's very thin on top.
I think I receded long ago. I don't even think it's fair to say it's receding anymore.
Yeah, it's gone. but when he was younger, doing his first stint, he was definitely balding. He was definitely thin on top.
Did you see the video of him recently that came out? He was on his hunting trip. He's very manly, out in the woods, hunting bears.
He's always looking manly. I remember seeing the video of him riding a horse.
Is that the one with no shirt on?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's a manly man. So
I do remember the photo, but this to destroy the image of his manliness. If he jumps down off the horse, you'll probably find that he's quite a bit shorter than you. So
really,
yeah.
Is he like taller than Tom Cruise?
That's why all his pictures are sitting down, I guess.
He's the same height as Tom Cruise.
Wow.
So yeah, apparently people in Russia take this quite seriously. Every time there's a new leader coming up, like people started noticing in the 50s. Started noticing that they had this weird pattern going on with their leaders. They were going bald, hairy, and people start making jokes, like in newspapers. Whenever someone's going to end, they say, "Oh well, if he's going to be replaced, he's going to be replaced by somebody with hair," because that's the way it goes.
Right.
That sounds kind of dangerous, though. Like, okay, so we've got a bald candidate and a hairy candidate. The hairy one must win. We can't break the cycle.
Yeah, I would imagine there's probably a few Russians who are quite superstitious about it.
Yes.
And would probably vote for the next one in the pattern.
Like esotericism is quite big in Russia. So you never know, but possibly.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, I was gonna say, if there's an election in Russia, then you should and there's a bet on who would win.
You bet.
I would be betting on the guy that.
Well, considering it's Stalin at the moment, so he's balding. So you go for the next guy who's going to be hairy.
Did you say Stalin?
Sorry, not Stalin. Putin. Sorry, it's not Stalin. No, goodness, if Stalin was still around, that would be very worrying.
No, so you'd be betting on the guy that has a head of hair then?
Yes, basically.
Well, you would say that, but the main problem with that is, Russia and their elections in inverted quotes.
Yeah, there is that. But Yeah, I mean the thing is, people say it's like it's like a good luck charm to keep the pattern going, but I can't see why they would say that because within this pattern you had Lenin, and then Stalin.
I don't think.
So I wouldn't call them good luck charms.
I don't. Well, I don't think Putin would see it as a good luck charm either.
Yeah. The only slight anomaly in this is that the official ruler of Russia after Stalin died it was a little bit hazy because he didn't really set out who should rule after him. So they figured it out, and it was a guy called Malenkov who got the job. He had a full head of hair. So Stalin, then Malenkov. The pattern's a bit broken. But the thing is, people recognize that before Malenkov got the official position, it was Beria who was running the country, who was like Stalin's head of
the KGB.
Head of the KGB, and Beria is famously bald.
Yeah.
So the pattern is consistent.
Wow. Fuck it. True.
I'm gonna go with true.
True.
Knowing the historical figures that you listed, I believe that the pattern is correct, but whether this is an actual thing in Russia is the other question. The pattern's there, but whether this is an actual
Given the
tale
size,
of Russia, I don't know.
given the size of the population, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a small group of people that are like, "This is important. Next one must be Harry." You know.
Never underestimate the potential for Russian people to be a little bit strange.
I'm gonna go with true.
True.
So to be clear, there is the pattern,
Yes.
but whether there is a superstition in Russia that this pattern means good luck.
I can tell you, it is actually true.
Okay.
There has been alternating hair in the Russian leaders since Nicholas I, who took the throne in 1825, and it's been alternating since then, whether they've been bald or hairy. And yeah, the Russian people have recognized this, and they take it. I wouldn't say they take it seriously. There's probably a very small amount that do, but they often joke about it. It's a common thread in newspapers whenever a new leader is on the cards.
Ooh.
So
there you go.
There you go.
Folklore from Russia.
Yes. So
well, Mr. Black.
Mine are rubbish. I tried to find something a lot better, but I do have two, and they're fairly short. Keep it short and sweet. First one, true or false? You seen Terminator 2, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Terminator 2.
Yeah,
It's a very good movie.
As entertaining as Terminator 2 is, it's false.
well. Cyberdyne is a real company.
Right.
The company it was in Terminator 2. The same name.
And what do they do?
They feature in robotics, but like exoskeletons.
All right.
They're a Japanese-based company.
Did they name themselves after the company in Terminator? Or is it just coincidence?
No, well, if you break down Cyberdyne, I think cyber is obviously like, cyber and like robotics and all that stuff. And dyne means power.
Okay, like a dynamo.
Dynamo, yeah. So that means power. So basically, robot power or cyber power basically is what it means.
So it's a supremacist group of some kind.
Well, a robotic supremacist group. But they specialize in exoskeletons for obviously people that are perhaps very weak from the waist down or can't walk properly or
so people with disabilities, they can aid them with the assistive robotics.
Yeah. Okay. Founded in 2004 by some guy from some university in Tsukuba.
That sounds Japanese to me.
As a venture company to develop his ideas for an exoskeleton suit. I read somewhere too that they mainly a massive bulk of their latest shipments are to Saudi Arabia, where like a lot of people have sustained injuries, like whether from explosions or something, or severe injuries, or people that were caught up in wars and stuff. So there you go. That's a really short one.
Right, well,
Cyberdyne is a real company, true or false?
Well, it's a Japanese robot company. That sounds realistic.
Yeah. It doesn't sound completely absurd. There's that skincare company in China that uses the Umbrella Corporation logo.
That's China.
That's right.
China don't care.
Well, I'm gonna say true.
It does sound plausible, but why would a Japanese company call themselves Cyberdyne? Like how their logo is
Yeah, go
it
on.
in English?
All right then. Well, what's their logo if they have one?
I think it's just like Cyberdyne on the front of the building. I think it's just like Cyberdyne and like metal writing. It's not really like, I don't know if they have a logo. They probably do, but I don't know.
I'm still going to say true. I still think it's possible.
Well,
Although I
Suppose on the
am
other-
starting to get a few
I suppose Honda.
signals here from Mr. Black.
Yeah. I suppose Honda has their logo in English,
That's true.
even on their factory in Japan. But then,
So that makes me think because Cyberdyne, assuming it's Cyberdyne, and that's not a very Japanese sounding word.
Cyber
No.
and Dyne, DYNE.
yeah, because Honda would be translated from Japanese
'cause
into
Honda's a
English.
Japanese name.
It's like Nissan, which literally means what is it, made in Japan?
Yeah, well, Nissan's even different. It's Datsun in Japan, isn't it? Still?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Is it?
I think so. Well, there used to be Datsuns here, and they changed the name. I'm pretty sure they're still called Datsuns in Japan, but I might be wrong on that one. That's just drawing from my brain, which is as reliable as an old Datsun.
You're quite knowledgeable in your cars too.
I don't think so. I can't see it. I can't see them using, unless they just really are fans of Terminator 2. I can't see them. It would need to be something in Japanese and then translated into English, and I just don't picture Cyberdyne. But then again, they might be the fans of the film, so I'm gonna go with false.
I'm gonna go with true.
All right. Sankai admits that he likes the Terminator franchise as well as 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Well, there
That's
you
true.
All
There you
right,
go.
sweet.
There.
Do you want a bonus one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
sure,
I
why
think we
not?
got time for a bonus
I
one.
think you might know this. I think you might know this especially, Mr. Red. You might know this especially. There is an exclusive Nando's Black membership card, as in the card is colored black.
Fernando's, okay.
Yeah.
The chicken restaurant, right?
Right. True or false?
What does the card do?
The Nando's Black card grants the owner unlimited free Nando's for themselves and 5 friends for life.
How do you get this card?
It is said that those who have asked for the card have never received it. So you get it if you're like super duper important.
Surely
I can imagine if you're like,
Mr.
maybe
Nando.
the family that owns the company, or part of the board or whatever, you could get a black card that you shine and at the till, and they're like, oh, I'll get your food for you now. So, you don't have to. It's no self serve. It's they bring the food to you.
Yeah.
And they're super duper ridiculously secretive about it. Like they deny its existence.
They deny its existence.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that it's actually
so
black
how-
because it's like the black credit card, which is ultra exclusive.
Well,
Yeah.
how did
Known celebrities rumored to have this would be Prince Harry, David Beckham, Ricky Gervais, Oprah Winfrey, and Ed Sheeran. In fact, Ed Sheeran wrote a song, and some of the lyrics are, "Yo, and we eat chicken for free, cause ho's got a black card, you see."
right? This is a load of rubbish.
Yo, and we eat chicken for free, cause he's not ho's. He's got a black card, you see. I can't see very well.
This is
It's just the thought of Ed Sheeran said it. Hose.
Well, just
What
there's
about
like
Ed
a
Sheeran
hip hop
song?
track in the background, there's acoustic guitar. Yo, we eat chicken for free, cause he's got a black card, you see.
I don't know about you, Mr. Red, but this is just a load of rubbish. I don't know about this one at all.
Oh, it does sound like a load of nonsense. Why would they give it to a load of celebrities?
Yeah,
Because,
surely
well,
they just maybe reserve it for their own board members.
Well, I think they maybe do, but
And if they have to
it's you don't get it for asking for it, and I don't think this entitles you to the black card. I don't really know how this works, but apparently, if you prove that you've eaten in every single Nando's restaurant around the world, then you'll get free Nando's for life as well.
you've already paid for your life share of Nando's if you do that. So
Wait, how many chains are you talking? There can't be that many Nando's chains around the world, surely.
Nando's is in America, isn't it?
That's a huge
Well, it's-
chain. Is
Yeah, well, it's like it's over here, and
I know of at least 3 in sunny Northern Ireland. It's not like I've been out looking for them. I just drove
No.
past them,
yeah. So yeah, there's probably a lot then. But I mean, I think if you work it out, how many times you eat out during your lifetime, the amount of food you spend on groceries. If you eat at Nando's
Yeah, but you have to
until
go
you
to
reach 20,
Yeah, but
surely you've eaten at them all by then.
the
Then
main
like,
the main problem is going to every country to eat them.
well, just do it as part of your holiday. Well, let's go to holiday too.
Let's say I don't know. Nando's exists in 100 countries.
It's possible.
It's 100 holidays.
Most people only have like one holiday a year. You'd have to be doing it from a baby, and even then, you'd only complete it whenever you're 100.
Or just say Nando's Quest. Like, just get a return flight, fly there, go to Nando's in the airport, and then get it back on the plane and come home.
But again, this brings in the problem with the cost.
Yeah, but anyway, just saying that's what they said. If you eat every single restaurant around the world and prove it, then keep all your receipts. You'll get free Nando's.
Rubbish.
Any other questions about this elusive?
No. This
I'm
is-
sorry, actually, I just said most people go on one holiday a year. Probably most people don't even go on a holiday or on a holiday to a different country, should I say?
I know.
Well, not anymore.
Well, definitely not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying false.
I can't understand why they would give it a load of celebrities unless it's an encouragement to have celebrities eat at your restaurant. It's like, oh, Ed Sheeran's eating in there. Let's go in.
Well, for you,
And then they'll order some Nando's while they're gawking at Ed Sheeran. I don't know.
for you and up to 5 friends. So I think maybe it's like to coax your friends to come.
See, it's something I can imagine existed, but only for like the family that owns the company. So they can just pop in the Nando's and be like, flash their card and then be like, just take whatever they want.
But why would
And
they
then
need a card then? Is like, yo, I literally.
Well, I don't expect every employee to know what every member of the Nando's family corp look like. Yeah.
But I think if like a guy was coming in, the manager would know. Like the manager would know ahead of time. You know what I mean? This guy's coming in. We need to make sure this place is clean, tidy.
So if they just drop in and be like, "Oh, that's the son of whatever."
Well, the manager would know.
That's the son of whatever. Nah.
Well, the manager would know. The manager would know ahead of time. Yo,
but why would the
man's
manager
coming down? Make sure the place is clean.
But how would he? Why would he know it ahead of time? Maybe this fella's son's out for a drive, and it's like, oh, I'm a bit hungry. I'll just pop into one of my dad's restaurants.
Well, I don't know. Maybe his higher up, like regional manager, probably tells him. I don't know. I don't work for Nando's, like so. But I don't know.
So what you're saying is this guy's son would just have a tracker on him, and they'd be like, he's coming close to a Nando's. Clearly, get ready.
No, it just knows. Like I don't know.
I don't know. It sounds like a load of rubbish.
Okay, so we both say it's a load of rubbish.
It's a load of rubbish.
So what is it?
What is it you're saying is true or false here? Is there a card that exists, or is there rumored that there's a card that exists?
There's an exclusive black Nando's. There's an exclusive Nando's black membership card.
Rumor or true that it exists?
True that it exists.
Okay, I'm saying false.
I'm saying false.
But Ed Sheeran wrote it.
Yeah, I don't care what Ed Sheeran says.
He sang about a takeaway pizza in one of his songs. So like,
Well, the takeaway pizzas definitely exist, but
he did also sing about Galway Girl. What was that proof?
okay. Well, Mr. Black.
So it false then.
Yeah.
It's fucking true.
Really?
Yes, it's true.
Oh God!
It's worth thousands of pounds to the holder. If the card's owner takes 5 friends to Nando's restaurant 3 times a week, it means the card would be worth up to £11,000 each year. This huge figure shows just how much Nando's values people who come, values the people who they give the cards to. The firm no doubt expects its celebrity holders to regularly tweet or mention the company in interviews, generating huge publicity. The card even inspired a Nando Shank song by Ed Sheeran, and the example of the lyrics included, "Yo, and we chicken for free, cause got a black card, you see." The popular restaurant chain is notoriously secretive about the existence of the card up till 2011. So they were very secretive at one stage, but then obviously like celebrities were like, "Yo," showing their card off and all.
That's mad.
That is the best thing about being a celebrity is you have a lot of money, but you just get things thrown at you for free.
Yeah,
you don't
you
even
got
need it.
handouts.
You're a millionaire, but people give you more stuff for free. Isn't the world wonderful?
It is.
Yeah, and the guy one of the head honchos of the company says, despite this, the company now says no one who's requested a card, no matter how politely, has ever received one. Asking for one is simply the biggest taboo, a definite no-no. Yeah, other restaurants, though, including Nando's, do this. So McDonald's have an exclusive card.
Right.
KFC has an exclusive card. And many others. I couldn't be bothered looking them all up, but I looked up, the ones I regularly go to. Mickey D's in Kentucky.
Brilliant.
There you go. There's a black card for KFC, and McDonald's is a gold card. It's like actually a gold plated thing, and it says this entitles this person's name, which is stamped, to unlimited food from McDonald's or something.
Right.
It's just not fair, is it?
So, do you
not
think
fair.
whenever you said right, whenever they give the celebrities a card, they're expected to mention Nando's in interviews and things like that? Do you think they just
It says that, but I'm not sure. I think it's also down to like, they're encouraged maybe to bring friends and stuff to Nando's, and if they're taking pictures of themselves, selfies in Nando's, and you see the Nando's logo somewhere, that's enough for them probably.
I just picture celebrities who actually they would just go to like way more expensive restaurants, to be honest.
But I think there's like really souped up Nando's, is there not? Like in America, there's like
I have no idea.
I think there are Nando's that are kind of like really souped up places. Like there's a really nice Nando's, in the city center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one, like that one's actually really nice compared to like a lot of the other chains I've seen.
Well, I suppose whenever you think about it, like from a Nando's point of view, you might as well it's basically just giving celebrities free meals to get them to maybe take a photo in their restaurant.
Yeah, and they don't have to sit.
And
I suppose
it's not like they're gonna abuse. It's hardly like somebody who can go eat anywhere.
it's
It's
always
gonna
hard,
sit and abuse it. But like just go to Nando's every
it's always hard.
morning and
It's
night.
always hard to quantify, but how much is an Instagram post by Ed Sheeran of him with thumbs up outside of Nando's? How much is that worth to them?
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's actually insane how much celebrities, because they're not people, get paid. How much they get paid to do an endorsement, like a photograph, with some sort of product. It's actually insane how much they get paid, like millions, like a couple million
Yeah,
for like a single photograph
It's
on their
nuts.
Instagram,
it's ridiculous.
which
Wow.
somebody would look at for 5 seconds and then scroll past. Like,
It's
Well,
also
if anybody representing any large brands is listening, we are open to offers. If you want to give us a few million,
if there's some shed companies out there that want to
absolutely.
offer us a sponsorship, we'll happily take it.
here's a picture of the card here. It's called the Nando's High Five.
Wow,
Oh,
it looks
kind of looks
amazing.
like a chicken. The high five kind of looks like a chicken.
Probably. It's actually very grubby looking, that card. Oh, in fact, there you go.
Oh, and there's a picture of
Yo.
Mr. Sheeran himself.
Yo, we eat chicken for free. Ed Sheeran.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Lucky bastards.
I have to concur.
Just a wee bit.
And on that note, I'd say it's probably time to end.
Time to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nando's
There you
anyone?
Well, well, if anybody's listened for this long, don't forget that you can, if you have a story that you'd like us to share, we do have email addresses. You can see them in the description on YouTube, and yeah, we'll be here again for the next one.
Till next time.
Until next time.
Goodbye.